has been, proposed amendment has been carried, yours falls. So let us proceed. So therefore, I now put the question that clause 29 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 30.
I now propose the question that clause 30 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 30 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 31.
Clause 31. Okay, no amendment. Oh yeah, there is here. I now propose the question that clause 31 be part of the bill.
Amendment.
Chairperson.
Honorable Chairperson, I'd like to move that clause 31 be amended as per the order paper. This, Honorable Chairperson, is going to provide clarity on where these funds are going to be held. Because, Honorable Chairperson, we are amending the clause to read that the bill amended by dating clause 31, subject therefore with the following new clause: the monies of the fund shall be held in a bank account at the Central Bank of Kenya. Because the area, as what was read in the bill, was that the amount, this is clause 31, the remission of the fund shall cause a bank to be opened in the name of a fund and be obtained in a bank regulated by the central bank. That would mean that these monies would have been operated by a bank regulated by the central bank. And the question is, Honorable Chairperson, we don't want, for example, the proceeds from the IPPO of KPA is in excess of 100 billion shillings. And that money being held in a commercial bank, whereas we have the Central Bank of Kenya. Honorable Chairperson, we are losing in terms of interest, and this is the same money that again we go to borrow in terms of overdraft facility. So we are expressly saying that monies in this fund shall only be held at the Central Bank of Kenya, but providing a rider on 4 that the fund may operate other bank accounts in commercial banks, the name of the fund for investment operation purposes. So in case they need to pay for their office rent or for their board allowances, then those monies then can be operated in a bank, but the main account of the bank shall be the Central Bank of Kenya. I beg to move, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you. I now propose the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed by the Chairperson, Finance and National Planning. Okay, Honorable Makalu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson, even as I support this amendment, I think we need to be cautious because, you know, from July, we have moved to a single treasury account. And you know what that means. I know it's been phased out. So I think we may need just to check with the treasury to find out whether this kind of fund will also belong under the single treasury account. Because when you talk about the central bank, it's okay. But when you open 4, when you say it might then go to commercial accounts, it might cause confusion.
Yes, let me listen to Budget Chair, then I'll come to Majority Leader.
Madam Chair, I didn't intend to oppose the amendment, but I'm just questioning the wisdom behind the amendment, because my understanding is that this is a fund which is supposed to attract private investment. And private investments, you cannot restrict private investments to central bank. You need to open up the fund so that it is really a fund that is operating like a private fund. If you bring government bureaucracy into the fund in terms of banking, then the possibility that you are still curtailing this fund is going to appear. So my view is that, though I don't want to oppose the amendment, but I'm just trying to think loudly that let us not bring government bureaucracy like, fixing that this fund must sit in government account. I have a background of banking, and I know that the majority leader knows that there's nothing wrong if this fund is sitting at KCB, because KCB is also just a government bank. Thank you.
Yes, Majority Leader, then we'll go to the Chair.
Chair, you know the Chair of Budget and Appropriations Committee He's saying I know because he used to work with my wife in the bank. So he's speaking as a banker now, not... but these are good amendments, Honorable Chair, and I support. Because customarily you find very many funds being managed by the national government and even funds in county governments being put in commercial banks. That money ends up staying in those commercial banks. Government gets need to borrow, probably to pay your salaries at the end of the month. They go back to the same commercial banks and borrow from the same commercial banks at an interest. And that is what the chair was speaking, or the chair was saying, that this money will be, the funds account will be held in the central bank. But that does not mean, just to allay the fears of the chairman, Atandi, that there will be no other commercial bank accounts being opened. And I say, for instance, if they need to pay their salaries or their recurrent expenditure, you can't expect that that money will be held for their recurrent expenditure in central bank. They will have the leeway to open a commercial bank account. But the funds, solid capital, should be held in Central Bank of Kenya. So that even any interest earned by that money should be public money, so that we avoid also feeding. You know, there is no other business in this country that can give you the kind of returns that banks get. And most of that money comes from the public sector. Let us keep public sector money in the public sector. And those who come in with their private equity then can open commercial bank accounts, and nothing stops them from opening commercial bank accounts. I support the amendment by the chair.
Yes, Honorable Burigara, but honorable members, I know many members have said that they would like to leave for Mwardikir, so we might end up losing quorum if we go on like this.
Thank you very much. There isn't particularly no problem with the first two provisions 1, 2, and 3, but when it comes to number 4, it does open up again number 1, 2, and 3, because this is an investment fund. So my view would have been, but that's out of abundant caution, that the fund may operate other bank accounts in the commercial banks in the name of the name of the fund, in respect of an investment, particular after particular. Otherwise, you open this in central bank, and tomorrow, because it is an investment fund, you move all of it to commercial banks. That is the risk that we are seeing here. Because the conjunction "and" is used in respect of operational purposes.
Point taken. Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 31 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 32.
Clause 32 has no amendments. I propose the question that clause 32 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 32 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 33.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 33 be part of the bill. Mover?
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 33 be amended by inserting the words "and in accordance with Article 208 of the Constitution," immediately the words "established." This amendment seeking to provide clarity on the withdrawal of the fund and the constitutional underpinning. Honorable Chairperson, just to bring clarity, because I think the contribution by my co-chair for budget may have given a different signal. What we just approved in the other clause we just approved is to make sure that those funds are deposited in the Central Bank of Kenya, and only money for operational purposes or for investment purposes will be transferred into a commercial bank. I think it's important that we provide that clarity. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you. I now propose the question that clause 33 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chairperson. I think this is rather straightforward. I now put the question that clause 33 be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 33 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 34.
Yeah, the mover, yeah? No. Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 34 be part of the bill. Move of the amendment, Honorable Mbui.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chairperson. My proposal was that clause 34 of the bill be deleted. This is a clause that deals with that says that the board may, with the approval of the CS, invest any surplus funds in government securities. But Madam